Alright, hello again. So, now we're gonna be off to Vlad Olgimski's house. Although we might stop by the place where the kids are playing with medicine is first. Hmm. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go there first. Oh, it's this house. Can we loot this place while we're at it? Anything at all? It doesn't seem like it. It's completely empty. Oh man, oh man! I told them to escape straight away without tossing a coin. Explain yourself. How are we supposed to find the Schmouders now? Do we seriously need to detain every little kid in the street? What do we barter with them for? And we can't take the Schmouders by force. Bullying is against the rules. Khan would totally bite our heads off for that. Schmouders? As in powders? What are you talking about? Oh, powders! Powders, schmouders! Schmouders are sanative mixtures. They were invented during the first outbreak. The original ones were made by catchfly, but they were no good. The disease would pass, but the person would pass away along with it. But then Beaker's brothers made some nice ones. Crowfoots weren't too shabby, and neither were Flankies. What is the first outbreak? 5 years ago, something really creepy happened in the crude sprawl. People fell sick one after the other, and rapidly too. The whole district got infected in 24 hours, house after house. People would burst into sickness like matches burst into flames. And then, like matches, they would burn from the inside. I was a little kid back then, only 6 years old, but I frequented the tower already. And then what? And then nothing. There were little to no casualties among the children. We were in the tower when it all began. But some kids just had to get out and make themselves busy with the whole outbreak business. Invent schmouders, for example. And it worked. It all went on for several days, and then sort of withered all by itself. But the schmouders stayed. And where are they? Every single schmouder that we know of has been stashed away in a safe place here, so that no one would poison themselves. But here we are, no schmouders. Maybe it's for the best. We got bandages, but no schmouders. Version. The many-legged fugitive. What kind of games are the local children playing? Lara is worried about them, or she is worried about the mysterious schmouders they seem to have discovered. It would put her mind at ease if I could get my hands on it and wrest it away from them. I know where they keep it. I can see the stash from my window in the Stillwater, in a house by the staircase ruin. The children had already looted the cache. Now the poison is out on the streets. Dozens of packages of it. I've got the sample of the schmouder. Lara would be happy to take a look at it. I do? Oh. So the bandages over here, it was just like a glitch. Or maybe it was like a schmouder, it's just, it didn't look like it, really. Okay. Well, the kids didn't see me take it. So that's good. Hello, Vlad.
Why are my children like this?
Ah, Bachelor Dankovsky, of course. Who else could be so dapper? I've heard quite a lot about you. Have you taken a look around? Be sure to check the state of the industry around here. We have our own ways. Do you think I've come to inspect this town? Come now, that's precisely what I'm saying. The sanitary inspection testified last year that the Bull project is in order. Nothing to cavil at. Everything's fine. Nothing to talk about then.
So my Haruspex is the Ripper? Funny.
Yes, getting everything back on track won't be an easy task. I'd like to inquire about the fate of my colleague, Isidore Burak, about the manner of his death, to be precise. What are you implying? What is this manner you're talking about? Be so kind as to mind your own manners. I had nothing to do with it. Don't they say Isidore was murdered by a steppe demon? A Shabnakadir? There was that thingy, a talon they fished out from the wound. Right, a demon. Why didn't I think of it straight away? It was so obvious. No need to put on airs. Like you know life. Scarcely off the train and full of scorn already. Oh, I know these big city manners full well. Yet the capital is 1,000 versts away, as is any other decently civilized place, if you catch my drift. And you didn't let me finish. So Simon was also killed by this thing. It's hard for you to believe, isn't it? It used to be hard for many. Take my boy, for example, a scoffer if I've ever seen one, and now even he believes it's real. He went off his head a little bit. You're in the steppe now, esteemed sir, eastern and backwards. The dead rise from their graves here, clay dummies dance, and bulls talk. Does he know the steppe well, that son of yours? He rubs elbows with the rabble, the butchers, odonge, shepherds, and gatherers, learns their tongue, collects their legends. He doesn't keep them in check at all. They even dare to come visit him within the premises of the town. If you see a worm creeping through the streets, he's definitely looking for my son. You call them rabble? They're dangerous, they're aggressive, and they hate everyone who isn't a steppe person. They'll jump you and kill you on the spot. They'll tear you up with their teeth and devour your flesh while you're still throwing fists at them. So if they're spotted within the town, countermeasures are taken. So what of your son? Perhaps he could tell me more about this creature. Hold your horses. You want to talk to my blockhead? No, you have nothing to talk about. He's not here, thankfully. I don't want you two to meet. You hear me? These are tradesmen's words, and I'll stick to them. Yes, undoubtedly.
Swine. Beasts. I shouldn't have indulged their whims.
How do you think Simon died? I don't think he was murdered. How could he, who craved monocracy, not perish? He couldn't, not in this place. Balance requires equilibrium. So what you're saying is Simon's death worked in favor of the local hotshots, huh? Come now. What I'm saying is, when someone takes too much upon themselves, they always end up ground down. That's how life works. But there were signs of an otherworldly visitor that night, weren't there? Simon has lived a very long life. Very long. He was a worthy man. But long doesn't mean eternal, does it? No one is to blame for his death. Examine the body, you'll see for yourself. It just happened. Kine wouldn't let me examine the body. Well, that is temporary. A family tradition. He's not lying to you. He truly believes Simon was murdered. Were he to admit that Simon simply died of death, he'd probably go to his last home himself. The shock would be too much for the man. That's strange. Georgie Kine didn't appear sentimental to me.
No, I won't believe in some earthen killer.
Isidore came by to see you last night. Don't try to deny it. So what if he did? I am also aware of what you two have been talking about. All I want to know is why he left to see Simon afterwards. Oh my, pray forgive me. So he wanted to bring me to heel, that traitor, that bastard. Well, what he asked for was for me to stop the factory. How could I not kick him out? What were his reasons? His reasons, huh? The bastard. He reasoned he'd pay a visit to my daughter. He knows full well how to pull my strings. Well, I told her to lock the door, so away he went, none the wiser. Oh, the bastard. So he went to Simon, huh? Thank goodness my loafer of a son is hanging around somewhere. Or else... He could have... Could have what? Huh? That, my dear and respectable friend, is none of your business. My property, like I said, is in order. See the skin and meat delivery reports. Do you know how hard? No way. It's my domain, whether anyone riots or not. And I'll have my way with them. I see. You're the big guy here. Weird. So Isidore threatened, Big Vlad? Oh. It's the worm. Big Vlad mentioned that if we see a worm running, going somewhere, it's probably to see his son. Oh, jeez. A cunning lot, aren't they? The older Olgimsky does his best to avoid any mention of his household. When I asked him what his son was doing, the honorable stockbreeder momentarily lost his temper. I think that the son knows just as much as the father, and it will be easier to get him talking. But where can I find him? Sneaky sneak. Well, looky here. You tall bastard. Look at his shoes. Very Disco Elysium core.
Katerina thinks Claire is a messenger from heaven. Yeah, right.
He's so, like, holier than thou. I love it. You found me here. Oh well, I'm not surprised. I suppose you're not too surprised by the fact that everyone knows about you either. The rumor of your arrival spread like fire. Why have you come? I've come for some sightseeing. There was a peculiar incident yesterday by the spleen. The children were playing in the mud as usual, but then suddenly they ran away from the sandbox and the parents noticed that their hands were smothered in blood. However, none of them were wounded. Neither were any of them surprised. What's the solution to the puzzle? When the worried adults came to the place where the children had been playing, they found nothing unusual there, only sticks and stones. What do you make of it? Nothing special. They probably dug out a dead cat. Nice to meet a person of a skeptical mind. I'm Vladislav Olgimsky, the younger one, of course. And you are, of course, Daniil Dankovsky. Yes, that is me.
Don't tell me that's not what you were expecting.
Bachelor, I have news for you that should prove to be of interest. You seem to be looking for the killer, right? I am listening. I'll have to briefly explain a few things to you. Have you already been told what the termitory is? I would like to hear you describe it. The termitory is a huge bunkhouse where the Bull Project workers live, although living is the wrong term for it. They nest. They're nesting as a commune with a rather simple way of life. It could, without reservation, be called savage. And? Let's get to the point, then. A case of pointless, aimless unrest has occurred in that hive mind's nest. The workers there are prone to lashing out from time to time like beasts frightened by a storm. They rage, they howl, they gnaw at one another. An unsightly image of a mass uprising. What does this have to do with Simon's murder? Riots occurred in the territory several times before. The mob goes crazy for a few days. Then they calm down just as unexpectedly. All of them at once. The sudden calm is just as void of reason as the unrest that had set them agog previously. Having a certain experience with the kin, we simply block the entrance to this zoo off until the riot defeats itself. What is this kin? The kin is, well, doesn't matter. It's hard to explain. Their whole so-called society. The many-headed biology. Very well, let's get back to the subject. We usually lock them up beforehand. The evidence of an upcoming outbreak of mass lunacy becomes obvious in advance, and the dormitory's Father Superior informs us of it. But Father Taichik has recently passed. A curious coincidence, don't you think? Mass anarchy. Anyway, a member of the kin managed to run off into the town while we were busy taking measures. You think he is the killer? I think you and I can help each other, Doctor. You are looking for the killer, and I'm sure it is a runaway butcher. The title of a half-man suits him very nicely. The kinds claim that Simon had not been killed by a human hand, don't they? And our family doesn't need unnecessary unrest in the town. This butcher can babble devil knows what. His mind is most likely clouded with insane ideas. Why is your family so concerned about public order? Because we are rulers. It has nothing to do with charity, trust me. We are in charge of production, after all. If the unrest becomes serious, the factories will stop. The project will start failing. And we have contracts. We could lose money. I'm surprised I have to explain this to you. Where do I look for this runaway butcher? He is most likely being harbored in a suspicious house. That's in the crude sprawl. Yes, my father is a man of rather hard-handed disposition, and quick-tempered to boot. If he finds out the crude sprawl is concealing a fugitive, he will make a mess. Pointless brutality serves no one. I'm looking for peace rather than blood, I'm telling you. I thought you treated native people better.
We promise according to our hopes. We perform according to our fears.
Hey. Did I say something wrong? He didn't show me a marker on or anything.
Katerina thinks Claire is a messenger from heaven. Yeah, right.
Fine. Where can I find this butcher of yours? Okay, he said the same thing. I'll do my best to make sure you're right. Show me the house. Okay, good. Glad the younger is more than eager to get rid of some beast-like troublemaker. I wonder what the creature whose murder would not be considered a crime looks like.
Did you hear that? Did it come from inside the well? Or am I getting the jitters?
What do you think about Simon's death? It is known that Simon had limited his social activity just before his departure. He only received 2 visitors. I know nothing of the first, but the second was none other than Isidore Burak. The fact that he was killed the same night makes you think, doesn't it? Well, the Olgimskis weren't exactly delighted with Isidore, were they? You are correct. I am willing to admit it, as you can see. Were I not absolutely positive that my father is innocent, I would have never confessed to it, even though we share a mutual distaste for one another. Father needed Isidore. He was much of use to him, and that is the ultimate argument in my father's favor. Was he useful as a healer? Isidore wasn't a doctor. He was more of a herbalist. He never studied medicine. All his recipes were about plants and roots, so to speak. He was knowledgeable, true, a sorcerer, if you will, but a very different one from Simon, an earthen sorcerer. I've never heard that Simon used to be a sorcerer before. Simon was a theurgist. Isidore was a witch doctor. And you think Isidore the witch doctor has managed to achieve the unachievable? A possible theory, but rather questionable.
Don't tell me that's not what you were expecting.
Vlad, now tell me, did Isidore visit you last night? Tell me the truth, please. Yes, Isidore did pay me a visit, but don't ask what we talked about. I have no right to share that with you. Right, I'm going to ask you one more question now. Your answer will determine whether you and I become friends or enemies. Well then, I'd rather be your friend. Go ahead. What did you talk about? Tell me the truth, please. Isidore said... Note that I'm rarely retelling it secondhand. He said there's an epidemic in the steppe camps. An outbreak of Tarbagan sickness, perhaps. The plague, that is. Father had issued an order to lock the dormitory up to prevent the infection from getting in. There we fucking go. The true reason it was no fucking riot. It was the infection. Do you think... And what are you so afraid of that you would conceal this? I don't understand. You did the right thing. There's an underlying sensitive family matter here. To cut a long story short, my father would kill me if he found out about this conversation. The unrest in the dormitory, you see. Well, I incited it to make father lock it up. He didn't believe Isidore. Okay, so he incited a riot. So there was a riot, and that made Vlad close the dormitory because he wouldn't close it on its own because of the outbreak. But we know that there is an outbreak from Vlad the Younger now. I see. Now everything makes sense. We need to warn Reuben. It's very urgent. He is about to examine Simon as soon as the period of time required by the Kynes passes. But where is he? I have no idea. Where is he staying? I don't know. There was a secret dissecting room in one of the warehouses, but no one knows where exactly. He used to live mostly in the steppe, sometimes sleeping in the dormitory or at Lara Ravel's shelter. But he's not there, I know that for sure. He went away to mourn his master. What would you have done if you were him? I'd wait for him at the Kynes. It's simple.
Katerina.
The investigation of the double murder has introduced a few additional considerations. It is highly possible that Simon died to some unfamiliar disease. Stock Reuben, the town medic, should be warned at once. If he touches the body, he may contract whatever disease still remains there. Smart. It's better to warn him. So let's go to the Kynes then. Maybe we will find Reuben there. And then go over here to those side quest places. Version, the beast-like fugitive. The young girl Gimski exhibits a genuinely traditional kind of filial piety. Or is he pursuing some projects of his own? One way or another, he is determined to get rid of the beast-like troublemaker. I wonder what the creature... Oh, we read this already. Sorry. Kind time.
It's so quiet around now.
Tell me, Ava, what are the ruins outside of your window? Is it the stairway to heaven? It's on the other side of the guzzle. This ruin is the one that's closer to the theater. It looks better from the second floor. What are these ruins? They look ancient, but the construction is recent. Oh, that's an old dream of the Stamatons. They are architects, you know. They wanted to overcome the force of gravity. These ruins were a kind of an attempt to do so. They were built by the Peter Stamaton. Can you imagine they still live here? I still haven't gone back home to the capital. Who are they? I think I've heard the name. Could you please tell me if that's not too long a story? It will take as long as you want it to, although one can talk about them for hours. Where should I start? They are brilliant architects. They've built something famous in the capital. That 3-storied garden of frozen springs. Does it ring a bell? The Cold Hall? Yeah, Cold Hall. I haven't seen it, but they say it's unbelievable. And it was they that have built the Polyhedron. The Polyhedron is that tower on the other side of the river, right? Yeah, the new quarter, or the specular tower, they call it. Do you like it? How does it stand? How is it supported? I have no idea. That's the mystery. Everyone says it's impossible. A miracle. Yes, a real miracle. The only real miracle of all that I've seen. The only miracle so real that you can touch it with your hand. Well, besides you, of course. Okay. I only wanted to know more about the ruins. I need them as a reference point.
I'm...
Just her flirting is so apparent, and Dunkowski is having none of it. It's so funny to me. Okay, let's check Victor's place. Maybe Ruben will be here. Yeah, sure enough. Look at him. He's so tall.
Simon was doomed. No, I'd rather not believe this.
Greetings, friend. I heard news of your arrival. Everyone has. Are you here to examine the body as well? My dear colleague, I do hope you haven't touched it yet. I haven't. Is there a problem? Simon's body, wherever it is, poses a dire threat. I suspect he has died of a contagious disease. Are you sure? Well, it doesn't matter anyway. If it's that thing again, what do you think it is? Judging from what I found out so far, it could be febris typhoidea, or plague. I don't believe it. A second outbreak. Wait a second, I need to regain my senses. Are you sure about this? Do you mean what you say? Why are you so scared? If it's the sand plague, Master's death wasn't so untimely. If it's the sand plague, we only have a few more days to live. You see, I have no idea how to stop it. No one does. So you're already familiar with the disease? I'm only making assumptions. I don't want to believe this. I'd rather have any other plague than this. We have no time to waste. The body must be inspected, isolated, destroyed if necessary. We must take protective measures for that, of course. We need your diagnosis before we can provide reasonable protection. At the moment, you can only buy yellow immunity boosters at the drugstores. They are no good. But I'll try to do something about this. We'll need to take some remedies from Master's old workplace. Did you know he was murdered by his son? An atrocity. His son had nothing to do with this. I presume Isidore was infected by Simon and died of the same disease. Or vice versa. Let us not waste any more time. You're right. Let's make haste. I'll get everything ready for the examination. Meanwhile, let's arrange for the body to be isolated. Kindness keeping it in a cold place. I'll keep you informed. If we act deliberately and with a calm mind, we can prevent this epidemic. Stay strong. I won't leave you on your own.
I haven't slept for 3 nights straight. I don't think I'll manage another one.
Okay. Anything to say, Kine?
Perhaps old Gimps.
No. Perhaps Holgimsky. Whatever. Okay, so we did it. We have identified the killer, although we've yet to apprehend him. Ruben will collect the necessary equipment to protect him as he works with the bodies. In the meantime, I should inform Georgie Kine of what the primary investigation has shown. Oh yeah, true. Oh, and we gotta go to Nina's grave to get some bread and milk. But first, Georgie.
I have a heartache.
I have been told of your initial verdict. You assert that Simon Kine was not killed by a human or a Shabnak demon, but died of a natural cause or succumbed to some physical sickness. Is that what you're saying? I need to examine your brother's body. No one has touched the body since his death. The tradition kept in our family forbids us from seeing the dead until a certain time has passed. The required period of time will last until tomorrow. But I will not stop looking for the killer until you are able to convince me that your assumptions are true. If he was infected, then how did it happen? Next thing you'll tell me it was Isidore that brought the disease into our family home. The most convincing proof would be a body examination. What other proof do you expect? Venerable Bachelor, do you take me for some willful old fool who has burdened you, out of spite, with the complicated solution of a simple problem? Or perhaps you think I am covering somebody else's sins, getting in the way of you doing your duty? Is the body truly isolated as reliably as you say? The body is in the focus of the crucible. You cannot examine it now, and I mean that it is technically impossible. No one may see the body before a certain period of time passes. Neither Master Ruben nor you, my dear Bachelor, not even myself. What am I supposed to do then? What can I ask of you now? You have come to a conclusion already, have you not? If you haven't, then I urge you to seek out the facts as relentlessly as we do. May Providence help us if you are right. Alright, let's wait for that period of time to pass.
The town.
The initial findings suggest that Simon Kine was killed by a highly contagious disease. It seems I will not be the first to meet the killer. Dr. Ruben has better chances at that. I just cannot help but think that were Katerina's prophecy to come true, it would have made the situation even more convoluted than it already is. Is that it? Is this a correct end to this quest? Or should I reload? No.
I feel almost nothing.
I guess we just have to wait. Can we talk to Victor though? About this anyway? Yeah, he's gone.
It's like
No. Hello. Good morals and luck are a great help in managing a small community without resorting to violence. Personal standing can work wonders. Sorry, I can't help feasting my eyes on your outfit. Who was the mad tailor? Okay, what do you mean? I like our town. We're all one big family. But sometimes I get the feeling that we're all controlled by an unseen power. Our actions but fiction. It's quite possible. Nothing of interest, I guess. Needles are always good. Bark, 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 bark. How. Oh, Nina. Whoa. No milk, but that's a lot of bread. Lucky strike. Cool. Wow. That's so much bread. And for free too? Whew. It's gonna be a while to get to the Willows and Asbury. And we could also go back to Lara to show her the Schmouder, but I'd rather just keep it. In case you didn't know, it cures the plague. So, you know, that's gonna come in handy, right? It's gonna come in real handy. Should we talk with the kid? What do you have to say? Alright. Tell me about the tower. Let's find out a little bit more about it. What do you want to know? What's inside of it? Us. We play there. Khan won't let you in, I take it. I don't know who Khan is. Haven't had the pleasure yet. Okay. Tell me about the works. What is there to tell? That's where my dad works. And Grandpa used to, too. Oh, Grandpa. Sorry. What's produced there? Well, sausages and canned meat, I suppose. Some kind of flour. I mean, I don't know. Meat food. We eat none of this. It's all for the train. Not that I would ever eat anything they make anyway. Why is that? Do you know what it smells like in there? Just try it. Ew. I hate that stink. You're too sensitive, young lady. Okay. What about... What's up? Okay, we saw this. Tell me about the dormitory. Dad won't let me go there. No one's parents let them. We're not even allowed to come close. Why? Is it dangerous? It's the people there. They aren't bad, but they can do you a lot of harm. They believe, for example, that it's okay to eat other people. Or if a person is buried alive, it's seen as a gift for them, a great honor. And generally, the dormitory people can do something abominable to you. What kind of child speaks like that? Can't anybody do anything about them? Well, it's not like they actively hurt anyone. They just have their own way. They're all kin to one another. But who knows? It'd be dumb to get on their nerves. It's like going into a beast's cage. Who can tell what's on their mind? Makes sense. Okay, tell me about the abattoir. Oh, it's creepy. Not only are you not supposed to go there, you shouldn't even mention it without need. Why such extensive precautions? Brother says it's inhabited by gods so old that beasts used to believe in them before humans even came to exist. What? Bollocks. No bollocks, it's all for real. When you come close to them, you do feel that someone impossibly, inconceivably large lives inside. People say the abattoir is so big because it covers the cavities of the unburied Udurg. What Udurg? An Udurg is like a really, really huge living creature, like an animal god, but made from soil. He produces sticky yellow tar instead of saliva, and it's with this tar that the sky is attached to the ground. Lovely. Yeah, enough of that. Let's talk to some more kids. Tell me about the hindquarters. Hey ho! The hindquarters is a merry district. It's in earth above the factories on the bank of the gullet. That's where the ominous willows are, a house of ill repute, and a pub called Factus Est. The twins tend to spend their time at the latter, so staying there is dangerous for both your life and sanity. What's the Willows? A malicious wench lives there. Name's Anna Angel, a proud potato if I've ever seen one. She used to be a famous singer, now she's dealing in spells and hexes. We'd smash her windows with stones if not for the respect we used to have for the previous owners. Who lived there before? A girl named Willow Mellow used to live there, and then she died. That's how it goes. No one would have thought about it twice had she not died right after offering shelter to poor Anna Angel. Grace says that Willow was buried in a closed coffin, and that coffin was suspiciously light. Spooky, isn't it? Are you kidding me? Haha, yeah, so I so pranked you. Now excuse me, I'm in an awful hurry. We'll talk another time. The lack of proper education options is a grave social issue indeed. Can you tell me about the polyhedron? That's where the youngest Kine, Casper, styled Khan, has fortified. There are more than 1,000 children up there now. Almost every child in the town went to the polyhedron, except for urchins, orphans, and bold daredevils like me. Are you trying to tell me that they live there? Well, the older ones do. The younger kids just come by to play. But yesterday everyone who's older than 3 and younger than 15 had a huge gathering there. They're hiding. From their parents? From fate, Bachelor. From fate. Yeah. You cannot hide from fate. Okay, tell me about the crude sprawl. Bah, the most rottenest place ever. The soil breathes there as though it would swallow you whole. A real bog. What could you possibly need in that place? Nothing, I'm just curious. Or how do I get there? It's simple. When they tell you to go to hell, just choose any direction. When you've found the worst place in the world, this is it. Ha ha ha. How about a smack on the head? Tell me about the Tanners district. A menacing place. It's the northwest cape of Earth, the backside of the town. That's where the Rod, the Sabarov's mansion is. We don't play there. Alexander is not to be trifled with. You never know when his strict gaze turns towards you. I feel like we've read this before, but I don't know if it was in the Harrispex playthrough, or the Changeling playthrough, or just or have we already done the Bachelor one? I don't know. I'm just gonna continue. What's so bad about it? Well, who knows? No, don't ever mess with the Sabarovs. Then again, the wife, Katerina, is not only a witch, but also a mistress. I was too young to see any of the old mistresses. Katerina was the last one, although I've never seen her either. Shush, why are you shaking? I'm not making you go there. What about you? So you're playing, huh? Whoever finds another one first gets to eat them. These are the rules. What are you talking about? That's how the hide and seek works. You are the hunter, you are the hunted. Whoever finds the opponent first kills them. Does that include me? Of course it does. Beware. I'll find the hunter wherever they hide. Hey kid, where is the headquarters? It's on the Gullet's bank. It's where the willows and the pub are located, and the works are by the headquarters side. What is the Gullet? The river that cuts the town transversely. Transversely? What a big word for a kid. The one closer to the abattoir. I see. Okay, well, we don't need the directions where to find each of those districts. More so, and we've talked about the theater already, didn't we? Yeah, puppet show. I think we've already seen this. I don't know. What about you? Oh, tell me about Nina. I'm interested in that. When Nina died, everyone was terrified. No one could wrap their mind around it. It was truly and utterly unthinkable, and yet it happened. Dying is not really a common habit around here, you see. And so when Nina passed away, everyone started saying that a Shabnak came for her soul, or maybe a Turnskin, a creature from beyond. I see, but what can you tell me about Nina herself? Her name doesn't really ring that many bells to me. Nina Kaina, Nina the sorceress. The most gorgeous woman I've ever seen. So wild and fierce and intimidating. Just one brief look at her walking down the street, with or without her escort, could make you weak in the knees. You could almost picture her upon a throne. She could cut you with a knife, looking you in the eye, and no one would say a thing. Only a Shabna could take that one. So what, did anyone find the turned skin? Not really. Now that's a twist. Very funny. I'm not in the mood for laughing. At all. Tell me about the town hall. The town hall is the most useless place in the whole town, I'm telling you. The only thing it's good at is taking up space. It's the most prominent building in the backbone, sinister, and still useless. Why useless? Because we are ruled by rulers. There are no officials around here and no need for them too. You want to know what's up there in the town hall? The post office and the jail, nothing more. It's fine. They'll finally repurpose the building someday. Turn it into a school, maybe? Whatever the facility, it would still be of better use. I see. How do I get to the backbone? How come you still haven't got a map? You're lost. You're lost for good without one. The backbone is in the knots. That's the middle part of the districts, between the gullet and the guzzle. Much obliged. Yeah, I've been asking for directions left and right, but I do just have a map. I just wanted to see the dialogue options. You know? What do you have to say, Lara?
Was it a month ago? I can't remember.
Well, I found it. Unfortunately, the cache has already been looted. Oh, the terror. I found one specimen. And there were no schmouders there. And there were no schmouders there. Let's save our game.
No.
I found one specimen. Give it to me. Let's throw it into the fire. I'll reimburse you for this loss. No, I'll keep it for myself. Somehow I feel like it may be of use later. Yeah. Yeah, I get to keep it. Oh, wait, it was over here. Ooh, where was it? I decided to keep the poisonous schmouder for myself. I have a strange feeling that it might be useful so very soon enough. Well, soon enough. Yeah, I agree. It would be cool if you could, like, grab some stuff from here. Okay, there's a sleeping spot. Oh, little girl. Oh, but I don't have anything to trade with. Let's see. Oh. Nasty.
I used to sing every evening.
Oh, that is really too much. Who the hell are you? Why have you donned this dreadful outfit? My name is Daniil Dankovsky. What's wrong with my outfit? It's snakeskin. Are you a performer? A circus actor? A tamer? Tell me the truth. I'm a tamer, after a fashion. I thought so. I knew someone like that would pay me a visit very soon. How horrible. What's horrible? Everything's horrible. You came to, after me, right? Yes, that is why I'm here.
My hair is disheveled and coming out.
And she has nothing to say to that. So that man, he's like dead, right? Well, he isn't breathing. No pulse means dead. More or less. Oh, I was so scared. He barged in here all bloody. I thought he was sent here, but he didn't try to attack me. Oh, just look at those hideous wounds. It's like he was cut with precision. to mangle the body as much as possible. Who would do something like this? An experienced surgeon, someone who knows anatomy. His sinews were cut. He was mumbling something to that extent. There's this hunt for Simon Kyne's murderer going on, right? Well, they mistook this guy for the culprit. Even though he was actually a hunter, not a huntee. It was Simon's murderer that's wounded him so horribly, wasn't it? He should be taken to the morgue. There's a good chance he'll be identified there. We don't have a morgue in the town. When someone dies, a small service is held and then they're buried by the family. That's the local tradition. Oh, and there's been no murder since I moved here. It's just so horrible. If this is how it's going to go now, whatever happens to us. So what are you going to do now? Just don't you call anyone here, okay? Please, I'm begging you. If they find a dead man in my house... that's hard to explain, but I promise I'll do so later, when we have the time. I didn't kill him, I swear, and I couldn't have mutilated him so horrendously. Hey, why are you so anxious all of a sudden? Oh, many people would be more than happy to accredit this blood to my hands. They just need an excuse, a chance to grab me by the arm, and then they'll twist it so hard that I'll even confess. Just help me bury him, will you? I can see a spark of kindness in you. Go to the cemetery. Tell the caretaker there's someone less than living in my house. Who's the caretaker? Since the old caretaker died, another dark story, huh? Anyway, his daughter is the one who's taking care of the cemetery now. Name's Grace. She'll see to this dead man as though he was still alive and kicking. I mean, figuratively, of course. Okay, Anna, I'll help you get rid of the body, no questions asked. I'm expecting to hear an enthralling story afterwards. Getting rid of the bodies is an emotional and troublesome business. Grace, a young girl and the muse of the cemetery, can help Anna Angel arrange that. So we're just now like hiding bodies for you? Also, why are your boobs so rendered? Whatever, I'm not asking. Whatever. Yeah, it's on the way, so like, sure. Hello.
To tame his impertinence, Earth had disgorged a monster from deep within its bowels.
Do you know where to find clean water around here? Fresh water must be plentiful in this place. There's a river close by. No, we know that, like, you can't drink from the river. You're one of the locals. I'm visiting this place for the first time. And so I know where to find water. I'm just curious if you do. I probably don't. All that water comes from the steppe and isn't exactly clean. Yesterday I inspected all the springs in the area. There seems to be no more clean water around. That salty taste is everywhere. It's reddish in color and there are disgusting clots in it. Where can I find clean water then? The townsfolk store clean water in homemade reservoirs. This modest supply should be enough to help us last a little while, but afterward we'll have to drink that bloody mixture. How disgusting.
Perhaps turning inside out will help?
What do you want, I wonder? So, you live here, huh? No, I don't. But seriously, what brings you here, Sir Outsider Doctor? I just wanted to inspect the house. No one here is ill. In fact, there is no one here that could be of interest to you in any way. You're looking in the wrong place, Doctor. Vlad the Younger has a different opinion. Was it Vlad the Younger that dropped you a hint about a killer hiding here? That little spider. He simply respects his father and doesn't want to wash the dirty linen of his family in public. The dirty linen? Do explain. Big Vlad has plugged the dormitory up for a reason. The butcher's mumbling is all over the place, but if you listen carefully, you'll make out tales of such horrors that I get shivers all over. Thousands of people have lost their minds all at once in there. Many have died. Something's brewing inside. Can you lead the runaway out of town? Really? Why? Here, he's entertaining me, and it's dangerous to go out in the steppe anyway. What if his pursuers rip me apart in the street? What if they think I'm a Shabnakadir? What can you offer me in return for this service? Lead him out or he'll get killed. You can show me the door if you want, but thugs for hire will be less compliant. Fine, I'll take care of the butcher. He'll disappear. Consider him non-existent. But now you must leave. Don't try watching the door. You won't see anything anyway. And tell the Olgimskis' thick-headed bloodhounds that they have no business here. I harbor no killers. Deal. Cool. Killing people serves no purpose, even if it is requested by someone who belongs to a family in power. Yeah, I agree. Also, I'm pretty sure that if we just outright said that there was a killer in the house and we want to kill him or talk to him personally, then she would have, like, tried to weasel her way out and distracted us or something. That's what I remember, more or less. Oh, right, I'm going the wrong way. So I'm merciful enough to get, like, a guy avoid from being killed. Fuck, words hard. But I'm still, like, Weasley enough to hide a murder for a stranger? Well, maybe I'll get something out of it, so. Oh, Jesus. Hi. Where is the caretaker? What do you need, kind sir? I'm looking for Grace. Where is she? Ah, the caretaker's gal. No Grace round here, as you can see. The place is completely graceless. What's your business with her, eh? Worried about me personally, I wouldn't have come here on my own feet, would I? Eh, makes sense. Loads of sense. Putting someone 6 feet under without any roaring thunder. The process demands meticulousness, kind sir, you know that. How long since the stiff's gone stiff? I have no idea. You bring 2,000 here, kind sir, and we'll bury the devil himself and sing a pretty tune for you to boot. Gotta put even the Shabnakadig back in the ground for 2,000. The sum ain't pretty, I know, but the times ain't killer on the looks either. I can show the kind sir a way out, by the way. Well, you're a big city man that I can feel a verst away. Your equipment would cost a fortune in our shops. The poor morons give you their souls for it. They buy all sorts of crap anyway. They've got loads of money saved up right now, what with the train coming soon and all. But them folks are addicted to not starving, so they're gradually selling their stuff. You could become a rich man in a few hours if you play your cards right. It looks like I'll have to follow your advice. And who might you be burying, dear sir? Are you the caretaker of the cemetery? The caretaker's been pushing up the daisies for, let me think, 5 years now. Turned to grass already, all excited to bask in the sun. Me, I'll have to endure them hardships for a long time still. I'm here on burial business. Where's him stiff? You'll have to go fetch it. It's not far, in a mansion on a riverbank. Oh man, you'd better speak to the hunchback over there. He's the boss. You should have told me straight away. Yeah, that's what I did. But like, I'm not paying 2,000 to just bury a body for a stranger that I don't like. Who the hell would do that? No way. These greedy grave diggers aim to make as much as they can by providing unwarranted burial services. 2,000, and the rascals had the temerity to suggest I pawn some of my belongings to round up the cash. Yeah, not doing that, actually. So what, do I just fuck around for the rest of the day? I have so much time. I guess I could go back to Vlad and tell him about what I've done. Or what I haven't done, rather. Yeah, let's see what's up with Capella. Hi.
I used to go out in the night only to be found someplace new in the morning.
Look at all this. If only my dear mother was alive, she'd take the reins of power in her hands. Even father would listen to her. But who is to take care of us now? Not Katerina, that's for sure. The mistress is too exhausted. Your mother? What was she? You don't know? My mother was Mistress Victoria. I was named after her. If only I had gotten in her power along with her name. No one would be trying to crawl underground out of fear now. People cling to Simon so much because they've forgotten what true protection is like. Why don't you believe in Katerina's power? Katerina is scared like a child herself, and I also think she's being tricked. Yes, her prophecies come true just like it's always been, but they are becoming more and more noisy. Every word she utters comes across as a metaphor. Can she really predict the future? She sees the vague features, and she always speaks the truth, just like a true mistress ought to. I see.
There's a peculiar smell on the outside.
Okay. Any letters? Nope. Because... Oh. Okay, what's up? Are you really playing hide and seek with a man-eater? Yes, and when I catch him, I'll eat him. Be careful though, everyone is very frightened. He's a good runner and he has strong teeth. A good eater too, a gobbler even. Sure, I'll be careful. Oh, a lockpick. Oh, that could come in handy someday. I've only learned about the usefulness of lockpicks during the changeling route. I should probably also go this way. Okay, Vlad.
Katerina thinks...
Okay, so we don't tell him that we let his killer go, or butcher, or whoever it was. Let's go sleep at Ava's place now. Let's go to sleep. Oh right, wait, I forgot to go grocery shopping. Should probably do that. Where's the nearest grocer? I think it's over here. Yeah, okay. Nuts! Ooh. Well, we can sell a tourniquet. We have a gun. Very nice. Also, can we... What do we do to raise our fists? It's tab, so I have fists. But if I go to my inventory, I have reloading. Oh. Okay. Did I reload? Yeah, I have no bullets anymore because they are inside the gun. I think we pretty much ended the day prematurely, so to speak. But when midnight strikes, we're gonna be close by to the theater. And we're gonna be able to go there straight up. First thing will be theater time at the beginning of the next episode. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.